$30.30. Ouch.
Yep, that's what you pay for the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and that wasn't even the whole thing. After our longest trip to date, today we begin the journey home. I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV. For the past few days, I've been staying here at the Elizabethtown Hershey KOA, attending the Hershey RV show. We even had a meetup on Thursday and my customary live stream on Friday with a special guest.
Hello everybody, Red Jaguar is in the house.
How's everyone?
Hold on. Let me remove the chat here so we can see you. Boom. There you go. And the microphone. You just came back from the show.
Yes, and I really enjoyed it. If I only had enough money.
Yeah, it was really cool having Herbie as a guest on the live stream, catching up once again.
Well, hello everybody. Good. It's almost afternoon actually. It's 11:35, and I've been here in the central Pennsylvania area for a few days, but we haven't done any touristy things because I've been covering the Hershey RV show, and you probably saw those videos in my channel here months ago. But today we're gonna do some touristy stuff around the area here in central Pennsylvania, namely Lancaster. Let's go to Lancaster. I've heard so many things. Staying here, by the way, at the KOA, Elizabethtown Hershey KOA, which is the closest spot I could find to the Hershey RV show. And I skipped breakfast for the reason we're gonna eat some Amish food. That's the idea, right?
As I said, it was so great seeing Herbie and his wife Mary again, and Mike and Heidi, RV Daydream, and everybody else at the meetup and at the RV show. Really too many to mention here. You know who you are, but there's no video of none of that. I guess what happens in Hershey stays in Hershey. Today, I want to go out and explore the area a little bit, maybe around Lancaster, because tomorrow we start heading south.
It's a very cute town, Elizabethtown here. It's almost tempting to stay here and have lunch here, but...
Continue for 2 miles.
Yes, I had great ambitious plans for this area. Centralia, Harrisburg. There's so much to see around here, but I decided to focus on the RV show instead. Today, I'm just gonna settle for the Lancaster area, and tomorrow we'll start heading south.
Covered bridge. I'm gonna go check it out on my way back. And look, a buggy. Beautiful countryside.
Well, the idea is to go to this restaurant called Miller's Smorgasbord. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet, and that's why I've been fasting all morning. I want to get my money's worth. It seems to be very popular and huge. They've been around for 85 years. Originally, Anna Miller served the chicken and waffles to truckers as her husband repaired their rigs. And eventually, it grew into this much larger and varied offering. I'm gonna start with the ham and bean soup, and yeah, it is pretty crowded at the buffet. Fried chicken. We'll start with that and some beans, perhaps. That could be a dangerous combination, let me tell you. Here we are, plate number 1.
This is fried cabbage, or baked cabbage, and chicken and waffles. Discovered the Swedish meatballs, and now they have drumsticks, which I like much better. Shrimp salad and mushrooms. It's really good. Well, what can I tell you? I really stuffed my face here. It was really good. It's one of the better buffets that I've been to, actually. Really good. I like that beef burgundy with mushrooms. That was one of my favorites. And the fried chicken, and I didn't leave room for dessert, which Would have been good since we are in an Amish country, but I was more into the savory stuff. The soup was really good. That bean and ham soup and the lima beans and good food, good stuff. This beautiful countryside right here behind the restaurant. What is our destination?
Your destination is historic Lancaster walking tour.
Well, we may not do the walking tour, but it seemed like a good location to start our own walking tour. By the way, what my body really wants is to take a nap right now after that scrumptious meal, which was $33 for the buffet and buffet. No, it's called a what do they call it? For the buffet and an IPA. I had a Troig's IPA because that's the one that they had. They had a beer flight too, but you know what I don't like about beer flights sometimes is that I already know what I like. So I know that half of the beers on the flight I am not gonna like. Although maybe I should be open to new stuff.
Turn right onto US 30 West.
So that was Miller's Real Good Food.
Continue on US 30 West for 4 miles.
Since 1929 they've been here apparently.
I haven't really done all that much research on this area or Amish country, so I'm just gonna play it by ear and see what we stumble upon. I have no idea what to expect. Check it out, Amish Village. Let's see what it's all about. Lots of people here, and apparently they do like guided tours. It is very much a tourist attraction. This to the left, however, looks much more authentic. Tell you what, I'm just gonna drive around for now, slowly approaching Lancaster. Here we are, Lancaster. Not at all what I was expecting, and I think we're lost, just roaming around these residential streets. Let's just say it is much more densely populated than I thought. It definitely has that northeastern big city feel, if there is such a thing. Here's the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, at the very heart of the city in the historic district.
I was gonna walk around, but I've changed my mind. I'm just gonna keep driving around to see a little bit more of the Amish country, and then it is a bustling city. I thought it was, for some reason, I was expecting more of a small town kind of vibe, but it is a bustling city, Lancaster.
Some beautiful architecture here, actually. It caught me by surprise. It was the state capital for a few years, and even the capital of the United States for one day during the Revolutionary War. If you ask me, it almost feels like a mini Philadelphia, kind of, sort of. Check out all these identical little pretty houses. It is block after block after block of identical adjacent small two-story houses. Alright, let's drive around Amish country a little bit. It is such a beautiful countryside, as I've said before. Rain, rain, go away. Yeah, the weather doesn't always cooperate. I wonder how many RVs have bumped into that. Very important to have an RV-specific GPS in this area. Cool, a one-lane covered bridge. Check it out. Interesting scooter with a sidecar. Here we are, the famous town of Intercourse. You know, I have to stop and take the mandatory selfie, right?
Well, yeah. I kind of had to do it, right? It's a thing. Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Here we are. No, I gotta say, Intercourse is happening. The town is happening. A bunch of shops and furniture stores.
Well, we're gonna save something for tomorrow as we start the long trip back home to South Florida.
Hello everybody, getting on the road again today actually. It's a beautiful day here in Hershey, Pennsylvania, in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania to be exact. And today we're going south, we're going to Gettysburg and probably Leesburg if we have time. That's the plan anyways. I'm gonna fix me a quick breakfast here and we hit the road. It's been many days here at the RV show, at the Hershey RV show. It's been exhausting but very productive, very it's been a good week and I got to spend some time with Herbie, Red Jaguar, and everybody else. We had a meetup at the brewery and yeah, so much stuff. So I'm gonna make me some kind of like scrambled eggs here with mushrooms and yeah, let's get a nutritious breakfast so we don't have to eat anything else like substantial until this evening. Whoa, there was a little bit of water in here. By the way, at the supermarket here, Food Giant, I guess there's probably a large Puerto Rican community in the area, so I've been able to find stuff like that dry cooking wine that I usually use. You know, Puerto Rican cuisine and Cuban cuisine are somewhat similar. So They had a whole aisle of Goya products, you know, like I replenished my refrigerator, so you know, I have pretty much enough to get me through the rest of the trip. We're gonna do some of this, seasoning. This one has onions, celery, green peppers, and red peppers and parsley. Yeah, that should be good. I'll just add a little bit. Well, might as well. And we're gonna cook all this while I scramble my eggs. Where are my eggs? Here are my eggs. And I'm gonna do a little bit of spinach, but I'll add that at the end because, you know, I don't want to overcook it. And it's amazing sometimes how hard it is to find certain types of food around the country. And in most of the United States, when you go to that aisle called Hispanic foods, most of the time it basically means mostly Mexican food, and it's hard to find like Caribbean, Hispanic Caribbean stuff like what you would use in Cuban, Dominican, and Puerto Rican food, which are similar cuisines. Even though I love the consistency of always going to Walmart, because everything is laid out more or less the same, and you know where to find stuff. It is also very cool to go to like the local grocery stores, and because even though we are all the same country, every area has its little different peculiarities and uniquenesses. Uniquenesses, is that a word? Unique things. Like I didn't show it on video, but there was this grocery store in Omaha where the register didn't have a conveyor belt. You just pulled your card to the register, and the cashier would open up the front. The front of the shopping cart would open up, and then she would just grab your stuff. That was really cool, actually. I like that approach, just mainly because it's different. Okay, no more pepper. I'm gonna add. Actually, I'm gonna keep it simple. Maybe a little basil. I haven't used basil in a while. Woo! Too much basil, perhaps. At some point for the next trip, I'm gonna add an overhead camera here. I've been saying that since the beginning of this trip, but yeah. Usually, this is the dry white cooking wine. The one that I buy in Florida is called golden cooking wine, but it's basically the same thing, same flavor. Well, breakfast is ready. Check that out. It's almost too much food, but breakfast of champions. I hope I'm not leaving anything behind. On the road again. We are leaving. It's been a fun week here at the RV show in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and you're gonna see this 4 months after the fact. But I'm sorry that some people, were hoping to see me on Saturday, and I didn't go to the RV show on Saturday. But we'll be back next year. Maybe we'll be back next year. I don't know. I'm kind of RV showed out at this point. I know I'm gonna go to the Tampa show in January. Oh, Minitini feels heavy. Well, my holding tanks are full, and my freshwater tank is full too. So this is the heaviest, as heavy as it gets. But not for long, because here we are at the dump station, and there's a line.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Turnpike Road.
This guy just left. Perfect timing. Hopefully he left it clean. And here we are.
Such a beautiful area, even more so on a perfect weather day like today. I'm just gonna drive by Harrisburg real quick, just to see the Capitol building, and then we continue towards Gettysburg. Boy, am I glad I'm only 10 feet tall. Very pretty architecture here. And there we have it, the Pennsylvania state capitol. It was originally in Philadelphia, then the seat of the government was moved to Lancaster in 1799, and finally here in 1812. It is a pretty impressive building, as most of them are. This one is often called a palace of art because of the many sculptures, murals, and stained glass windows. Let's continue towards Gettysburg. I want to visit the battlefield where the decisive Battle of Gettysburg was fought, considered the turning point in the American Civil War. They do have plenty of oversized parking here. Alright, let's see how this works. I am under the impression that it is a huge park, so let's see. You guys have everything. It's $45 to get everything, and you get a film, a cyclorama museum, and the battlefield bus tour, which is really cool. Since we are with the trailer in tow, I've decided to take the bus tour. Let's begin with the museum, since I have to wait for the cyclorama presentation and then for the bus tour.
Not only their fanaticism, but they are hostile to slavery.
Let's go see the cyclorama. They wouldn't let me film during the presentation, which was basically narration over sound effects and projections over this 360-degree painting of the battle, a work by French artist Paul-Dominique Philippotot. It is very well presented, as most National Park Service properties are. The only thing, they didn't allow video in there, so I couldn't show it to you, but it was nice. Let's see the rest of the museum, and then we'll hop on the bus. It is very well presented, very informative.
During the lull in the fighting, both armies went off to reorganize and refocus. Union troops were lost, but the Confederates closed time and again, taking more ground, but not the crucial losses. The Confederates retreated. By the way, the Union was complete possession. Now, the Confederate army continues on.
It is time to get on the bus. It should be about 2 hours, and then I'm heading down to Leesburg to meet up with Robert and Vicky at Cuatro Gumbas Brewery and Winery, the Harvest Host's location where we're gonna spend the night.
A white figure about 100 yards out. Look closely over these cannon right through here. You see her out there? That's Liberty. That's where Lincoln gave the address.
The town, very picturesque. I wish we had the time to explore it, but I'm getting anxious to get home.
Now, I want you to look to your right. This is the David Wills house. He was setting up the cemetery dedication. So when Lincoln got here by train on the 18th, he stayed on the second floor. Park Service now owns and controls that. And those blue shuttles that you saw working through our park, they'll bring you in here when they park out there. Okay? All buildings but two in this square can trace their lineage back to the battle. But they've all been modernized. Chambersburg Street was the gentlemen, these are the kinds of fences that the farmers would have had at the time. The fence on your right is called worm fence. It sits totally atop the ground. The one on your left is called post and rail. I want you to look at the horse memorial on your right. This is honoring Major General John Reynolds. He is the first Corps commander at Gettysburg, and the 2 race feet of his horse means he was killed here. The man who opens the battle for the Union, holding and blocking this road, is standing. This is Cavalry Officer John Buford. I always thought it was kind of strange. The cavalry officer is standing, and the infantry officer is on horse.
Let's take a break. And yeah, the whole battlefield is dotted with monuments and statues and memorials. During the 2 hours plus that the tour lasts, we're gonna get a plethora of information and historical data that would be nearly impossible to convey here.
Plate over here identifies each gun battery. There were 4 guns to a battery. The black-barreled guns are rifled. They had a range of 2 miles.
What we're gonna see here is the North Carolina Monument. Each state that participated in the battle has a monument, so we might see a few more of these.
But anyway, what the people of North Carolina wanted to do, what you see here, wouldn't fit inside that.
This one marks the spot where the North Carolina troops began their part in what is known as Pickett's Charge.
Essentially, the Union line would hold in the second day fighting. Well, this is when he contrived this plan now known as Pickett's Charge. He put his 1st Corps commander Longstreet in charge of this. Longstreet didn't like this. He didn't want to do this. He didn't want to send men out across open ground like this. But anyway, he couldn't get Lee to change his mind about it. Robert E. Lee is on his famous Mount Traveler. Lee actually had 4 horses here. He was not riding Traveler at Gettysburg. Traveler had thrown this.
Here's the Virginia Monument.
Lee will die in 1870, a few years right after the war's over. The 7 Confederate figures along the base identify different Virginians from different walks of life.
This one here belongs to Florida. Not very ornate. There's President Eisenhower's Gettysburg home and farm, a National Historic Site as well, and that's another tour we could have taken.
Well, like the other land. But nevertheless, when they got out of the White House, his health was declining.
Such a beautiful area here. Let's go for a little hike to Little Round Top. The battle that happened here was one of the most well-known actions at Gettysburg, and the entire war, actually. This would have been General Warren here, overlooking the battlefield. I imagine he had a pretty commanding view.
He likes that as high ground better. So Sickles will move 10,000 men forward. The right end of his line is on that red barn to the peach orchard at the end of this road, which is 2 tree lines over.
Those rocks down there are known as Devil's Den. The biggest monument, of course, has to belong to Pennsylvania, where the battle happened. Makes sense. The tour is running really long, and anybody else would be thrilled with the extra time and information, but we are in a hurry for a change. It is about an hour and a half to Cuatro Goombas, and we have to arrive before they close. We are now in Maryland. Oh no, I think I killed a bug with the GoPro. Really looking forward to seeing Robert. You met him at the San Antonio rally, and his wife, Vicky. Now crossing the Potomac into the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Welcome to Virginia.
Oh, thank you, Google lady. Well, here we are, Quattro Gumbas Winery and Brewery. They have a brewery, they have a winery, they have pizza. It's a very nice place, and well, this is not the most attractive side. Beautiful property here. I'm gonna show you right now. So here you go. They have winery, brewery, pizzeria, sandwiches. Very nice. And I think we're sitting over here. Very dog-friendly place. Look at this. What such beautiful, beautiful area here at this late time of the day. Now, they're about to close, but still, we made it in the nick of time. That's the winery right there, over there, where they do the wine tastings. And over here, it's actually the actual Quattro Gumbas brewery. And it looks like the pizza has arrived.
Yes, sir.
Robert and Vicky? That looks good, man.
We hung out outside Minitini, catching up until the sun went down and the mosquitoes came up. Till we meet again, friends.
Good morning. This is where I slept. Check out the moon. All right, everybody. Let's get this show on the road here. By the way, slept really well last night here at the Quattro Gumbas. I only woke up once in the middle of the night, and that was to turn off the fantastic vent and close the window because, you know, it got, I wouldn't say chilly. It got down to the low 60s. But you know, it was starting to go. It's early actually. It's only 8 a.m. today. And this was a very nice stay. I had a great time meeting up once again with Robert and meeting his wife Vicky. We had some pizza, we had some beer. Yeah, we're gonna do Lisburg real quick, and then we go up to Harper's Ferry. I always wanted to go to, no, not always, but for a long time I wanted to go to Harper's Ferry because at one point I want to do the Appalachian Trail, and that's like according to the hikers, that's the psychological midpoint of the Appalachian Trail. And they have like a visitor center there, and yeah. So that's the plan for today. And then Shenandoah National Park. I know it's one of those ambitious plans days, and hopefully we'll get to do everything. Otherwise, by 3 or 4 p.m. we'll start looking for somewhere to camp, right?
On US 15 North toward Vinewood.
Here we are, Lisburg, Virginia. Let's stop real quick here at the Safeway.
I wonder if I could just park here at the Safeway. It's completely empty. If I could park here for a couple of hours. I actually need to buy some stuff. Well, I asked if I could stay, for about an hour or so while I went to the town and just to see it. And they say, sure, okay, no problem. So that's what I'm gonna do. So thank you, Safeway. And I also needed some ham and cheese and salami and stuff like that because I have a lot of bread but nothing to put inside that bread to make me a sandwich if I really need to do like a quick lunch. So it's about a half a mile to the center of town, so that's where we're going.
Lisburg, by the way, a very historic city, founded in 1758. Robert was telling me that from time to time residents will still find artifacts from the Civil War in their backyards, which would make sense since the city changed hands several times during the conflict. Earlier, during the War of 1812, Leesburg served as a temporary haven for the United States government and its archives, including the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution, and portraits of early American leaders like Ben Franklin.
But I've only been here for about 15 minutes and I've seen 3 breweries, so looks like this might be a fun town, at the appropriate time. It's 9 a.m. in the morning. I'm gonna go to the Visitors Information Center and get a map or something, and then we'll just walk around downtown for about an hour or so. That's all I want to do here today. I got the Lowdown County guide, which is wine country, so we might visit a winery before we leave the area. And then I got a map of downtown, which is not great actually. I was hoping for a touristy map with all the historical locations, but I'll just walk around and I'm sure the buildings will have plaques and stuff, right? Definitely early. She was a little cranky at the beginning, but then she warmed up.
Well, I am obviously too early for anything here today. It is barely 9 a.m., but I just want to get a taste of the town for a possible future visit. And so far, it is charming. This is the county courthouse, where the town was originally founded.
And I'm not gonna pretend this is even close to an overview of the town. In my original plan, I wasn't even gonna come here. This is just, one of those serendipitous things that happen to be in the area. And Robert and Vicky are from around here, and they say, let's have a beer at the Goombas brewery last night, and it's just 10 miles away from here. So I said, let's just see Leesburg while we're here, and I'm just gonna walk around for about an hour, and then we continue. But it is one of those places which is probably worth revisiting. But it seems like a cool town. It has a very quaint, nice, historic downtown here with a bunch of breweries, which I like that, and a couple of nice restaurants. Yeah, definitely very picturesque.
Here's once again the courthouse and the post office. And I really wish I could linger, and in theory I could, but it's been such a long trip, and I want to get back home. Leesburg is definitely going on that list of places to revisit.
Well, Leesburg here, definitely going on that list of places to revisit with more time in the future. And you're gonna say, Robert, you're just rushing through all these places, and that's true. And this is the thing, Leesburg wasn't originally, as I said, wasn't on the plan. And on I've been on the road for 3.5 months almost now, and some places we've visited more in depth, like some of the national parks. But some of the places we're visiting on this trip are just, overviews, to visit at some point in the future, and Leesburg is definitely one of them. This was a pleasant surprise. I'm glad I visited, because I wasn't. Well, now we're gonna go to a place which kind of was on the list, Harper's Ferry. Let's head down there.
I mean, isn't this great? Such a hidden gem. Such a pleasant surprise, Leesburg here. I mean, let's face it, this is kind of under the radar.
Do you mind if I sit next to you real quick here? Thank you.
I've been meaning to visit Harper's Ferry for a while now. Not only because of its historical significance, but because I've read so many times about it in several books about the Appalachian Trail. It seems to be that halfway point through hikers look forward to. By the way, it is beautiful around here as we approach this old mountain range. Here's a quaint small town called Hillsboro, very picturesque. And this whole area, by the way, wine country. As we are about to cross the Shenandoah River, we are now in West Virginia. It was originally part of Virginia until the Civil War, and the state does have a peculiar looking shape with two panhandles, and today we are going to be visiting the Eastern Panhandle. It is also the only state located entirely within the Appalachian Mountain Range. Let's stop here at Harpers Ferry National Historical Park and find out some more information. There's a raised relief map, as expected. It is part of the National Park Service after all.
Well, just stopped by the visitor center. Very nice as they usually are. They're a little crowded today. They're a little understaffed, but got some information. Got my maps. We're gonna walk the trail to the lower town. We're gonna do a little bit of the Appalachian Trail. See the Conservancy Visitor Center for the Appalachian Trail. And it was a good idea to park here, but because it would not be a good idea to go into town with the trailer in tow. And then, later in the afternoon, we'll look for somewhere to camp. There's a KOA here nearby. It's a little pricey, but if nothing else, I'll stay there. I could use full hookups. All right, this is one of those instances in which I would like to have an oven, but I think this will do. I'm just gonna reheat a little bit of pizza and then we'll do the trail. This is what we're gonna do. So we are here and we're gonna take this trail from the visitor center, and this would continue to take me to lower town, but I'm not gonna do that one. I'm going to go up into the Appalachian Trail, or Appalachian Trail. Go to the Appalachian Trail Visitor Center and then continue and maybe cross this bridge into that would be Virginia. This is the Shenandoah River, this is the Potomac, and that's where they meet, and this is probably gonna be a cool area to visit for sure. Strenuous, huh? Take a look at the colors on those trees. Pretty soon they are all going to be that way, and I'm going to miss them.
We haven't done any hiking in a while, so this should be fun.
Just another walk in the woods. There's the Shenandoah River down there. Down there. We'll be able to see it better very soon.
Very easy, very well maintained trail so far. It's been mostly downhill too.
Oh, this is interesting. All these layers on this rock here. Lower town, 1.2 miles still, going that way. They do have a shuttle service if you don't feel like doing the 1.6 mile hike.
There goes the shuttle. Wouldn't it be cool if a train just went by now?
We're gonna do a quick detour and see the river. Well, this here is the Shenandoah River. And up there over that bridge, that's the Appalachian Trail. Coming from Virginia into West Virginia here. In fact, we went over that bridge on our way here. Wow.
This is beautiful.
Very, very beautiful, the Shenandoah River here. Now let's see if we can go up to the AT. Appalachian Trail Junction. That's a lot of regulations. Well, we're officially on the AT, the Appalachian Trail, and going that way is where we want to go, which is the Conservancy Center, which is 0.4 miles, which is nothing. But let's walk all the way to the middle of the bridge so we can get a better view of the Shenandoah River here. It might be noisy, but might be cool. Officially walking on the AT. Very cool. Alright, I'm gonna start heading back towards Harper's Ferry.
Here we've got those white blazes. Oh joy, it's gonna be mostly uphill now.
Yeah, there's the bridge down there, still the traffic jam. So we continue.
On the AT, side trails are marked with blue blazes, so this is a side trail.
It's a little too hot for this. Blue blaze, so we are on the right track. Well, welcome to Harper's Ferry.
Here we have some historical information about the Civil War and the events that transpired here. There's even a "You Are Here" dot.
So I guess apparently this right here was the border between the north and the south. How about that? I guess this was the border. Yeah, I guess I was confused a few seconds ago because of the position of the sun. So south is that way, north is this way. So this, I guess, would have been the border between the Confederate States of America and the United States of America. Appalachian Trail Conservancy Visitor Center. That's what it's called.
Yes, this is kind of like a pilgrimage to me. A couple of years ago I became somewhat obsessed with everything Appalachian Trail, and I read several books written by thru hikers and of course the classic Bill Bryson's A Walk in the Woods.
Well, got me some AT souvenirs because that's what you do, right? If you're here, and now let's go. Let's go to the lower town or that the historic area down there, and then we're gonna do another little section of the Appalachian Trail. By the way, this whole week and through the weekend is supposed to be. I mean, they were talking about it in there. Perfect AT weather. Let me tell you something. This is a very photogenic town, Harper's Ferry. It's almost impossible to take a bad picture. It's one of those places, and we've been to a few of those along this trip, for sure.
That seems to be the touristy lower town down there. And I'm getting thirsty. And that's the Potomac. Ooh, there's a train coming. It must be lovely living in one of these houses. I hear you get used to it, but I don't know how.
Can you imagine living down there? Let's go. Let's go to the touristy area.
I see some establishments down there where I might be able to quench my thirst. It might be a little early. Rabbit hole. Let's check it out.
Yeah, they had me at craft beer.
Yep, definitely too early. Yes, craft on tap. That's what I'm going for. And I am the only one here. It seems very nice. And I found my wine. Probably a long-lost relative of mine.
Perhaps I chose too soon. A bunch of other places to have a beer. But that one was nice, and the people were nice in there.
Let's go up these stone steps. This is St. Peter's Church. And here to the right, we're going to see Harper House, the oldest surviving building in Harper's Ferry. This is it. Let's see if we can go inside the church. Listen to that creaky wood. Nope, it won't budge.
It's locked. I didn't realize it, but we are on the Appalachian Trail. Let's go up to these ruins and then back down.
The views are getting pretty impressive, and I believe that is a pedestrian bridge. These are St. Peter's Church ruins, and that's a pretty nice house. And further uphill is Jefferson Rock, where Thomas Jefferson famously said that the view was worth the voyage across the Atlantic. And I'm not gonna go that far up, but I can see how the view could be impressive. Oh, that's interesting. A pickup truck going on reverse on the railroad tracks. I had never seen anything like that before. Apparently, Harper House is open, so let's go inside. They have it furnished as it would have looked in the mid-1800s, perhaps, the time period in which Abraham Lincoln appointed Supreme Court Justice Noah Swain lived here. Oh, Lewis and Clark too. I'm telling you, this place is full of history. Whitehall Tavern. Let's check it out. Oh well, it's not a real tavern. At least, not anymore. This is such a cool town. Let's go back on the Appalachian Trail, which in this segment goes on the old railroad bridge, right here at the confluence of the Potomac and the Shenandoah. This is a very special place where 3 national trails meet going over the bridge. Let's do them! And that's not exactly the halfway point of the AT, but it is pretty close considering it is such a long trail. These are the ruins of the B&O Railroad Bridge, spanning the border between the Confederacy and the Union. It was built and destroyed 9 times during the Civil War, 4 times by war, 5 times by floods. This is as far as we can go. I was kind of looking forward to walking inside the tunnel, but I guess the AT continues down there. This is as far as I'm gonna go. Perhaps I'm not used to the heat anymore, being away from Miami for so long. Or perhaps that beer kind of killed my stamina, but I'm getting kind of tired, so I'm gonna start heading back to the visitor center and back to the campground. Slowly, but surely. Ooh, coffee shop. I could really use an espresso. Espresso was a little watered down by other espresso standards, but it was big, lots of caffeine, so I think I'm ready to head back. I also purchased an overpriced bottle of water, but that's what you do, right? All of a sudden, the whole town just died down. And it is not even that late. It is like, what, 3 p.m.? Is there like a siesta time or something going on that I'm not aware of? Beer garden open, yeah, very tempting. Oh, there's no one there. There seems to be this trail right next to the Shenandoah River. The Potomac, right here. Shenandoah. Over here. And I guess they both become the Potomac. Check it out, the monarch butterflies. It is very beautiful here. Definitely worth the voyage across the continent. Decided to come back in the bus because I'm tired. So it is straight and then to the left, site 189. Here we are. Rule number 1, goal. G-O-A-L. Get out and look. After I clear these 3, I have to go this way. And by the way, quick rule of thumb when you're backing in your trailer, if you want the trailer to go that way, the bottom of the steering wheel should go that way. It's a good way to remember, you know, that when you're backing up the trailer, everything is backwards. Very nice campground here, the KOA. KOA is A-OK, man. And apparently this one is in the middle of a battlefield here. It does have that battlefield, you know, like these ridges that you would use. Oh, look at that. I have a neighbor. And never mind my neighbor here, this is a gun position. This gun protected the south end of the fort and position to fire. Beautiful, beautiful campground.
It is such a beautiful day, and we still have, it's 4:22, we still have about 2.5, 3 hours of daylight left. So let's do one more thing, you know, and then I have to do laundry, and I'll probably edit some video actually. We have pretty decent internet here, so let's go to this overlook. It's supposed to be a nice view. The Bolivar battle happened here. It's a Bolivar Ridge or something like that. Whoa, hey, what is our destination? Yes. Alright, let me know if she says anything. I'm gonna have some trash. I bet you she's gonna say your internet connection is not stable enough.
Your destination is Bolivar Heights Battlefield.
Thank you. Here we are. This area of Harper's Ferry saw the most action during the Civil War. Several important battles happened right here, and I can see how this could be an advantageous position. It is also beautiful up here. With this, we're going to end our day here in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. Good morning. Look who came to visit this morning. Hello there, buddy. Oh, there's more of you. Look at that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deer here grazing right next to my campsite. How cool is that? Yeah, I think they noticed me. Oh, hello there. Do you have an itch?
All right, on the road again. This was a nice campground. I'm gonna return here at some point. Got a visit yesterday from one of the executive producers. He lives in the area. He brought me some IPA, really cool guy, Bob. And he says that it gets really, really busy during the winter, you know, the summer, the high season. Winter, what am I doing? I'm already thinking in Florida terms. But today it was very nice, very cool, very relaxing, and we saw those deer in the morning. And now we're heading down to Shenandoah National Park.
I can see the mountains. Here we are, Front Royal, in the Shenandoah Valley, on the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, the gateway to the Skyline Drive and Shenandoah National Park. To our right, the Front Royal United Methodist Church. To the left, the courthouse. It is a pretty good looking town, isn't it? Here we are, Shenandoah National Park.
Let's take the requisite picture, huh?
I gotta start doing this at every national park. It would make for a very cool collage. Entrance to the park would normally be $30 per vehicle, but I've got my America the Beautiful annual pass. Best investment you can make if you plan to visit many national parks like I've been doing. Let's stop here at the Shenandoah Valley Overlook.
Okay, here we have some information. We are right here at the first overlook, and now we're gonna stop at the Dickey Ridge Visitor Center, but let's take a look at the Shenandoah Valley here. So this is the Shenandoah Valley Overlook, and it is magnificent.
Up and up we go. Let's stop here at Dickey Ridge Visitor Center.
Let's go inside, get some information, and
There are also pretty nice views here from the back of the visitor center, and they have all these benches. Very nice. Yes, raised relief map. They had to have one of this, right? I really like these maps. They give you a unique 3D perspective of the area. And as you can see, we are almost going to be paralleling the Appalachian Trail. It is marked with the white lights. Of course, they have all these other displays about the flora, the fauna, the wildlife.
there it is once again, the Shenandoah Valley. So let's hit the road. I made some coffee. I got some information, did some research. Now that we have decent internet here, so it's good for research. There's a couple of campgrounds where we might stay, and then there's also a Cracker Barrel a little further down the road. So we have a few options here. So here we go, Skyline Drive, going south.
That's a pretty good view, but let me open the window so you don't see the map reflected on it. Let me tell you, I wish it was a clear sunny day. So many of these overlooks. Ooh, we've got ourselves a hitchhiker. Look at this bug hanging on for dear life.
Run, little guy, run for your life. In any case, I think these are called the Hogwallow Flats Overlook. Which is a pretty nice view, let me tell you.
Let's see the view from this side. Yeah, it is a bit too hazy.
That would be a very nice view on a clear day. This one doesn't seem to be listed on the map, but it is the Browntown Valley Overlook. And somewhere out there is a town called the Browntown. You can tell these signs are brand new. I guess they put them brand new for the season because they're very colorful. It's the Gimlet Ridge Overlook. One thing, it's impossible not to compare this, the Skyline Drive, with the Blue Ridge Parkway that I've done before. Not the whole thing, but a section of it. And it is impossible not to compare these mountains with the Smoky Mountains, which I guess, in a sense, it's part of the same mountain range.
There are dozens of these overlooks where you can stop and see the views.
There is our tunnel over there that we just came through, and here's the overlook, an overcast overlook.
Hazel Mountain Overlook seems to be very popular. This one has some rocks that you can climb on, and these overlooks, they're all different, yet very similar at the same time. We are going to continue gaining elevation, going into the clouds. We've made it to Skyland, the highest point on the Skyland Drive, and they have like a lodge or resort of some kind.
We've made it to Skyland. Let's stretch our legs a little bit. Yes, they have some kind of lodge here. These are cabins, but we just came for the view. They have a tap room. Not gonna do it, Robert, behave.
I'm sure on a clear day, the view would be spectacular, but not today. Ouch, my ear.
Let me tell you something. Something smells really good in there. So, had I not had that salad about half an hour ago, and had I not had like a 3-month supply of beer inside Minitini, I would have had one there. But, let's continue. This is called the Timber Hollow Overlook. There we go.
Oh wow, so many bugs. Yet another lookout point, yet another pretty spectacular view. There's a trail here that I might want to do, but there's no RV parking at the trailhead. This is called Big Meadows, and there's a visitor center. It is called Harry Bird's Senior Visitor Center.
It should be about half a mile to that trailhead parking lot, and then I have no idea how long the trail is, but it's good to stretch your legs once in a while on a long drive like this, so that's what we're gonna do. It's almost 4 p.m. though, so I don't want to spend like 3 hours doing that. If it is like a half a mile hike, I'll do it. If it is much more than that, I won't. Well, I went into the visitor center. I was going in the wrong direction, by the way. Turns out it should be about half a mile from here to that trailhead. There's a trail here called Story of the Forest. And then it's like, what did he say, 1.25 miles to the falls. Round trip. Almost 1.5 mile round trip. So 1 hour 25 hiking time. Plus half an hour going there, 2 hours. Yeah, we could do it. Just another walk in the woods.
The idea is to hike to a nearby waterfall called Dark Hollow Falls.
Here, we're going here. Well, people coming back don't seem too fatigued, so it must not be that bad. It's beautiful out here. A little chilly, actually. I had to put on my hoodie. I mean, it's not chill. It's in the low 60s, but this is no good. Now I'm getting hot. Getting close.
This must not be it. If it is, I'll be disappointed. Okay, there's more. So down and down we go. Here we go. This is more like it.
Beautiful out here. That was a 3/4 mile downhill. Now it's gonna be another 3/4 mile uphill. All right, let's see how long it takes to go back to the trailhead.
Yeah, I did go a little further down.
Hey, there's people hiking all the way up there. Well, I'm not gonna say anticlimactic, but it's not exactly the most roaring waterfall. But I'm not gonna say that the hike wasn't worth it either, because it was a very beautiful hike all the way here. As you saw, you were here with me. Now, I'm not really looking forward to going back up, but after Yosemite Falls, this would be nothing, right? Let's hope that's true. That's true. It's pretty nice. It is a nice waterfall. Yeah, piece of cake. Piece of cake. Well, we're just getting started. I'm sure I'm gonna have to take 1 or 2 breaks along the way, especially since I haven't really hiked anything substantial in about a month or more. When was it that we were at Yellowstone? It's been a while. Oh, now I'm getting cold, go figure.
That looks like a dangerous hike.
We're about halfway there. Not the most strenuous hike I've ever done for sure, but yeah, breaking a sweat here for sure. As we go up and up and up. I mean, 0.6 miles out of 0.8, so we are 3/4 of the way there. Look at that. Spooky. Ooh, an unmarked fork on the road. I'm pretty sure I came that way. If not, you'll find this footage years from now, like in the Blair Witch Project. And looks like we made it. Look what is there. Recognize that? Yep, Minitini. Well, let's look for somewhere to camp. Plan A is that campground, which is less than an hour away. Plan B, there's a Cracker Barrel at a town nearby.
Yeah, I think we've had enough fun for one day. Still gonna stop here and there for the views, but I'm tired. Wow, fall came early, huh?
Yep, I knew you were gonna do that.
It seems to be one of those self-checking deals. And here's our campsite.
I'm going to move, actually. I found a better site. I mean, not a better site, but one that I like better down there. So you can pay with cash, check, or credit card. You write your credit card number here. I paid cash because I still believe cash is king, right? And then you just take the envelope. This you put here, actually. And then the envelope, there's a box at the entrance where you put the envelope. Oh, hello there. Do you know where the payment box is? Don't go away. I'm not gonna hurt you. Is that cool or what? Quiet hours, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So here, this is pool hopper open. There. Just do it. Just like so.
Well, this is going to be home for the night.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is a gorgeous morning here at the campground. Well, yeah, I kind of overslept. It is already 9:30 a.m. But you know what? I've been tired lately. In fact, some people have commented on some of the videos that I've posted if I'm feeling sick, if I'm feeling... And I'm not feeling sick. I don't have any new pains or aches or anything like that. But I've been tired. It's been a long trip. I guess at some point it starts catching up.
Destination by 10:16 a.m.
The way I put as my destination is the northern entrance to the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is basically the continuation of the Skyline Drive, right?
Keep right.
What? Keep right. I'm in the middle of a campground. We're not gonna do the whole Blue Ridge Parkway, of course, but we'll do most of the day, and then I'll take a detour, and maybe we'll make it to Charlotte. Maybe we won't. But by Friday, which is the day after tomorrow, we are going to be in Ackworth, which is just north of Atlanta, about an hour north of Atlanta. I mean, it's pretty wide open, the campground here in mid-September on a weekday. It's Wednesday today. Alright. Oh, there's a garbage right there. Let me throw away the garbage real quick.
As I said, I set the GPS for the northern entrance to the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is the part that I haven't done yet, but before that, we still have a little bit of the Skyline Drive here to go. About 45 minutes or so. Much better views today, much better weather. And we are above the clouds. Beautiful views from up here. Wow, how many people fit in that transit van?
Did all those people come out of that transit van? Man, those things can hold a lot of German tourists.
In 150 feet, turn right onto Skyline Drive.
I mean, I think they're German. They sounded German. Yeah, there's the black Toyota once again going just below the speed limit. With that, we have completed Skyline Drive.
And here, the Skyline Drive becomes the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Here's our first overlook here on the Blue Ridge Parkway. The first of many, I'm sure. And that's the valley down there.
Let's stop at Humpback Rock's Visitor Center here, get some information, a map. You know, I'm collecting those. It is a pretty small visitor center compared to other national park facilities.
Okay, got myself a map. The National Park Service people always so nice. But anyways, it is about 200 miles to... Actually, probably a little more, 202 miles or so. 210 to the North Carolina border, and that's pretty much the new goal for today, I think.
This internet connection isn't reliable at the moment.
I knew she was gonna say that.
The original idea was to go all the way to Mount Pisgah, which is the northernmost point of the Blue Ridge I've driven to. But realistically speaking, I have a feeling I'm gonna get bored way before then and not do the whole thing.
It is beautiful out here.
Yes, very, very nice views today. So glad we're having a mostly clear day. Yeah, as beautiful as it is, I doubt I'm going to make it even to North Carolina. At least, not on the Blue Ridge. And my stomach just reminded me that I skipped breakfast.
Let's have a late breakfast slash early lunch here. It is 11:17 a.m.
Okay, let's see what's about to go bad here in my fridge. We'll start with some baby spinach and eggs, perhaps.
Yeah, they're almost bad. Let's saute these mushrooms here first, and then we'll add the rest of the stuff. There we go.
Salt, pepper. How about some turmeric?
It's a dried white wine by Goya.
Yeah, that's the one that I found in Pennsylvania.
Y el Goya tiene que ser bueno. And while this cooks, I'm going to scramble an egg or two later. I still have some Kraft singles. I can't believe I used to like this stuff, but you cannot throw it away, so I'm gonna use it here. My mama always told me not to throw away food ever. This is gonna be so good.
Oh, this was a gift from Ron Hanf from Toledo, Ohio.
This is Tony Paco's salsa. Medium Hungarian. Actually, I'm gonna add this. And I hope you know that I never follow any recipes. All this, everything that I do is pretty much variations of an on-the-spot invention here. And this is what we're gonna do. What you gonna do when they come for you? We're gonna make it like a wrap. Burn, baby, burn. Omelette inferno, burn, baby, burn. That turmeric gives it a beautiful, beautiful yellow color. You see that? One slice. This cheese here, I was gonna do two, but I'm just gonna do one. One should be more than enough. And at the Safeway in Bisburg, I bought this Italian trio that has provolone and this salami and pepperoni. So we're gonna add some salami and pepperoni, and then we're gonna put the egg. So that's what it's gonna look like. And bon appetit. It's gonna be messy at the beginning. Oh, I forgot. I'm also gonna add some of this spinach. So yeah, that's amazing. You know, the combination of flavors, it's really what makes something like this good. Well, gotta love RV life. We were just able to stop here, make breakfast. You know, you can stop wherever you want, pretty much. Cook yourself a nice meal, go to the bathroom if you have to, and then continue. Self-contained. And being able to do it at a place where it is 64 degrees, you know, nice temperature. But we'll continue on the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Here's a little bit of a change of scenery. Very nice, actually. This is a pretty long stretch here where there are no overlooks, not many places to stop. It is a beautiful drive, but I'm ready for a break. There's one. It looks like a trailhead. Here we go. Uh-oh, no turnaround. I need to take a break.
Well, autumn is upon us. Check out the view.
All of a sudden, it is becoming really, really scenic. You know how much I love mountains. I also like lakes, by the way, and this one is called Otter Lake. I think we're gonna stop here for a few minutes.
Swimming, boating, and ice skating prohibited. Ice skating, huh?
I would imagine this gets pretty cold in winter. Something my Floridian brain has trouble with.
Very pretty.
I can see this freezing solid and making for a very nice skating rink.
650, so we are very, very low here.
I mean, compared to other places I've been to.
A very pleasant temperature.
There's a trail that goes around the lake, and it takes about 45 minutes. I'm just gonna do a short segment here. It's really a dam. Perhaps it was a natural occurrence at some point, but nowadays it is a dam.
Probably a pretty cool loop trail to do, but not today. All right, let's continue on the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Crossing James River. Next up, probably Apple Orchard Mountain Overlook, and I have a feeling the most scenic part of the drive is yet to come. Oh, check it out. This is Arnold Valley. We keep going up and up in elevation. And the higher we go, the better the views. Oh no, it's getting cloudy. Okay, this one is called Onion Mountain Overlook. Oh, there is a short trail to the actual overlook. Let's do it.
It's not the best marked trail. I forgot to put on my hiking shoes. So it could be through here, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm lost.
So in other words, yeah, I changed my mind. I chickened out. As I said, not the best marked trail. And there's lots of bugs, which are starting to bug me. Let's continue on the Blue Ridge Parkway here in Virginia. Yeah.
Ooh, what is this place? I have to make a U-turn. Well, it turns out it is Peaks of Otter Lake. And there is a nice lodge here, so let's see if we can stop for a few minutes, huh? It looks like they have bus and RV overflow parking back here.
Let's just go that way.
Very nice. I imagine this would be so relaxing. Staying here, in front of this lake. A lake and a mountain. Doesn't get much better than this. There is definitely a very relaxing vibe here.
Nice hotel here. I mean, if you don't have an RV.
Look at that view! Definitely some of the better, more expansive views we've seen in either the Skyline Drive or the Blue Ridge. Wonder what's going on here. Some kind of photography club, perhaps? We're actually crossing the Appalachian Trail right here, and I was hoping to park, but that's not gonna work now, is it? Yeah, found parking a little further down the road. What an incredible drive it's been. Uh-oh. The road seems to be blocked. The Blue Ridge is closed. Can't go any farther. Oh well. Bummer. I'm gonna have to find an alternate route.
Well, slight change of plans since the Blue Ridge Parkway was closed. We're gonna take I-81, We'll go a little faster. And maybe tomorrow we'll rejoin the Blue Ridge Parkway for a little bit. Maybe not.
Yeah, we're gonna take Interstate 81 South, which, by the way, it is a very good, much more picturesque alternate to I-95 if you wanna visit the northeastern part of the country. I've taken it before. Remember when old Kia died? Yeah. I mean, nothing compares to I-70 crossing the Rockies, but this one is very nice too.
Riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV. Yeah, I'm riding, I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my
Here we are taking I-77 South, as if going to Charlotte, and let me tell you, I'm tempted. I have friends in the area, but no, not gonna do it this time. After much deliberation, I've decided to stay at the Fancy Gap KOA. KOAs, as you probably know, are generally more expensive, but they are so convenient, not to mention easy to book. And since my battery is pretty much dead at this point in this trip, I need power. And full hookups are always a nice extra perk.
I was gonna cook some dinner, but turns out they have a smoker by the entrance that looks pretty legit. And they sell, barbecue sandwiches. And they have a brisket. And they have a pulled pork. I opted for the beef brisket. I'll let you know how it is. Let me taste the beef by itself first and then. That is good. Good morning from Fancy Gap. Well, yeah, this is breakfast, actually. I'm kind of addicted to this organic cold-pressed juices. You know, it's this thing is called Mighty Dozen. It has apple, celery, cucumber, kale, collard greens, lemon, mint tea, ginger, spinach, spirulina, whatever that is, chlorella, and barley grass. Sounds and tastes nutritious. Right, today mostly a driving day. Fancy Gap, KOA, barely knew you. But what I saw I liked. You know, the place is run by this very nice couple. And they have a pretty legit smoker. So, you know, the...
Make a U-turn.
What do you mean make a U-turn? Oops, am I going the wrong way? Let me see the countdown map here. Although I don't think the Google lady knows what she's doing. Okay. No, I could go all the way to the end. Yeah, they were gonna put me all the way back here in the end, but then I would have had to unhitch. And the gentleman, you know, he realized that, and he said, "Oh, he will be better off at this other side." So even there, you know, the little things like that which count. And I will return here at some point because I do want to explore this area a lot more and do the rest of the Blue Ridge Parkway, but not today. Today we're going to Georgia. Georgia is already on my mind, even though we are like 4 hours away. But I want to be, first of all, I want to be somewhere where I'm within 2 or 3 hours to Atlanta, because that's where I want to be tomorrow, which happens to be Friday. And I saw this place marked on my map. You know, I have all these little stars on my map. It's called Tallulah Gorge State Park.
In 600 feet, turn left onto State Route 683, Frog Spur Road.
I hope it is pronounced that way. And in any case, that's where we're going. It's about 4.5 hours if I were to drive non-stop.
Yeah, this is a very nice KOA. I gotta make sure I come back here sometime. Someday.
AT&T coverage, not the greatest. The internet was very slow, but I was able to upload one video, so. And off we go.
This is gonna be another beautiful drive here on I-77 going south. Goodbye, Virginia. We are now in North Carolina.
Welcome to North Carolina.
I-40 West here. Not the most scenic of drives, at least not until we hit the mountains again. We're close to the Smoky Mountains. Tempting, but no. In fact, we are now on US 74, also known as the Smoky Mountains Expressway. Yeah, what a gorgeous drive. I love all the shades of green, that haze that gives the Smoky Mountains their name, actually. It's been a beautiful drive. A long, beautiful drive. Over 5 hours in total, but we're almost there. And we are in Georgia. Or shall I say, Georgia is on my mind. Not the biggest of signs.
Welcome to Georgia.
Oh, thank you.
Northern Georgia is one of my favorite parts of the country. And we drove through here once before, in the fall of 2017, when we visited the Georgia Guidestones and Watson Mill Bridge State Park.
You've arrived.
Thank you, Google lady.
Tallulah Gorge State Park. And let me tell you, I really love this area of Georgia. I love the vegetation, the people are nice, and yeah. We are a little over 2 hours away from Atlanta, which is where I'm going to go tomorrow at noon. And now we're gonna do a trail. Yeah, we have about 3.5 hours of daylight. Hopefully it's enough. Yeah, very nice campground, and it's half empty, really. I'm just gonna connect my electrical, and tomorrow I'll just fill up my fresh water tank. And I'm not even gonna unhitch. As you see, I found like the sweet spot in this hill here, so I'm level. And that's all I really need. Right, let's go for a little hike. It's supposed to be like a 2-hour hike, more or less. Right? Although the map is not very explicit as to length, distance. We have about 3 hours of daylight, of usable daylight, so we should be okay. Beautiful park so far. The trailhead should be that way.
It seems to be that way. We're gonna do the North Rim Trail first, and there's the dam.
This is overlook number 5 on the map. And here's the view. You can kind of see the gorge down there. But perhaps there is too much vegetation. So this looks like overlook number 4. Direct view of Tallulah Falls Dam, completed in 1913.
I think dams are truly fascinating feats of engineering. I mean, the ability to contain the incredible pressure of the water. Just another walk in the woods. I wonder if they have bears here.
This part of the trail seems to be ADA compliant. It's like hard-packed mulch, kind of. Overlook number 3. Much nicer. Look at that. And that over there must be overlook number 2. Let's head that way.
Tallulah Gorge here. Beautiful. What a pleasant surprise. Some of the leaves are starting to turn. I am so glad I decided to come here. This must be overlook number 2. The gorge at this point, 350 feet deep.
I almost made the wrong turn. Overlook 1A.
Definitely not ADA compliant. Oh, check it out. The suspension bridge. We definitely have to make it down there later. Let's stop by the interpretive center.
We have some exhibits and a gift shop. And sound effects.
I like it when places like this, visitor centers, museums, they go the extra step and add the sound effects and things like that. It definitely enhances the experience.
According to the park ranger, it is pronounced Tallulah. So we're gonna go with that. And I don't know if it's worth it to go all the way to viewpoint number 1. I mean, it's only a quarter mile to overlook number 1, so.
Yeah, might as well do it. Nice view of the river down there peeking through all the vegetation. Here we have the remnants of a tower, the North Walenda Tower, which held a cable attached to another tower on the other side, and apparently it was used by one Carl Walenda to tightrope walk across Tallulah Gorge back in 1970.
Okay. Where's the tower on the other side?
This must be overlook number 1.
Yeah, the camera will not do justice to the feeling of vertigo that I'm having right now.
Okay, let's continue. I was gonna go back, but I decided to do an extra quarter mile to Inspiration Point. I better get inspired.
Alright, let's go cross that bridge down there. Starting to break a sweat here, and it is not hot by any means. It's high 60s, probably 70. But you know, the exercise and the humidity. Yeah, humidity. We must be getting close to Florida. Inspiration Point here, totally worth the hike. Probably not the most inspirational point out of the 6 or 7 or 8 points that there are, but still worth a hike. It's always good to break a sweat, you know, you get rid of toxins and stuff. Well, yeah, we're kind of backtracking to the point where you take the stairs. And I guess we've done half a mile from Inspiration Point. And I should be right there, the stairs. Alright, this is it. The leaves are turning ever so slowly.
Here we are, we've made it to the suspension bridge. And here's an interesting view from under the bridge. I really hope all the screws are tight.
Well, the freakiest part is that the bridge actually moves a little bit, you know, it swings a little bit as you walk on it. So it's through a suspension bridge to its name, and the wood is a little cracked and rotten. I don't know. I'm sure it is totally safe. Okay, now we have 221 steps to Hurricane Falls Platform or Gorge Access. Which one should we do?
Let's just go all the way.
We're gonna go 221 more steps down, besides the 347 we have to climb in order to get to the South Rim Trail. Ooh, this is gonna be good.
Gorge floor permits required. Okay, we won't be needing that today. But here's the lower platform.
What a beautiful place this is. I suppose this is Hurricane Falls?
Well, this has been by far the most beautiful view of Tallulah Falls. We are here, and this is the Hurricane Falls platform overlook. Now we're gonna go up here and go up to the North Trail. If we have time, we're gonna do these three overlooks, and then we'll go back to the campground this way. The campground is somewhere up here. Let's do it.
Well, yeah, it is much harder on the way back up, as it is. We're back by the suspension bridge. 221 down, 347 to go. For some reason, climbing stairs seems to be a lot harder than just hiking uphill. Different muscle group, perhaps? It certainly is steeper. And we've made it!
Alright, 8, 9, and 10. It was such a cloudy day an hour ago, and now nothing but blue skies. Yeah, no such thing as bad weather, only bad timing, huh?
Oh, that looks like the interpretive center on the other side of the gorge, on the North Rim. Here's overlook number 8, with a view of the interpretive center, Devil's Pulpit, and Hurricane Falls, 500 feet below. Overlook number 9 here. The gorge is now 650 feet deep.
Okay, let's see, overlook number 10, which is this right here. And we go back.
Check it out, the North Walenda Tower on the other side. Yep, I think we've had enough fun for one day. Let me tell you, coming to Tallulah Gorge, what a great experience. I had no idea this was going to be as good as it turned out to be. I mean, if you're in the area, I fully recommend it. It is getting late. I better get back to the campground before it gets dark. Apparently, this is overlook number 6, for those of you keeping count.
Let's go back to the campground.
And back by the dam we are.
That was a nice view from down there, but to cross over to the other side, I believe you have to go over the bridge.
Over the bridge we go.
from the middle of the bridge, we get a pretty good view of Tallulah Gorge as well. Let's go back, hyperlapse style. After all that walking, it is time for an IPA.
Tell you what, that hike and that beer made me hungry, so we're gonna cook the last picadillo of the trip. Which, as you know, I don't make a classic, picadillo in the classic style. I have my own version, and for this I haven't used this one for a while, but it's gonna be big, so might as well use the large pot. We're gonna do ground beef. Actually, it's not really a picadillo. I don't know what I'm gonna call this dish yet. How about a chickpea chili? Can we call it a chickpea chili? Because I'm gonna use garbanzo beans, which are chickpeas. It's basically like a chili. And I have no recipe. I'm just gonna wing it as I usually do. And I have some ground bison, which is what we're gonna use for this one. It's very lean, so I don't know how that's gonna work. It's 90% lean, and I usually just use the fat that comes out of the ground beef. So if we don't get enough fat, I might add a little bit of olive oil.
Well, there it is. I'm gonna use this Southwest blend instead of chopping onions and peppers. I'm out actually, and open a can of chickpeas.
Let's add a generous amount of salt to this.
And also black pepper. As the ground buffalo starts releasing some of that fat, I'm gonna add the Southwest blend, which some brands actually call it sofrito mix. It is the same thing. It gives it a lot of flavor.
Actually, this stuff is gonna disappear.
Yeah, might as well. Let's get a potato.
I hope it's still good. This came all the way from Idaho. It's been here in my fridge for a month. I bought it in Idaho. It's an Idaho potato.
That's our potato, chopped. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add the garbanzo beans, which I rinsed several times, and some frozen green peas. Mix it all up. We're gonna add a generous amount of vino seco cooking wine as to cover everything so the potatoes actually cook in it. A little bit of
Also
tomato
flavor.
sauce.
Just a little bit, not too much. We don't want it to be too tomatoey. Oh, this is good. Oh man, this is good. This is good for like bruschettas or something. Lindsay Spanish manzanilla olives. And since we don't have a real garlic, I'm going to add a real generous amount of garlic powder.
Paprika, of course.
Lots of paprika.
Let's add some oregano and cumin.
I will put a little bit of turmeric for color and flavor.
This is gonna be so good.
And since Illy is coming tomorrow and she likes this stuff a little spicy, let me taste first before I use it. I got this Tony Pacos salsa from Toledo, Ohio. It's a salsa, but it is very, it's not chunky at all. And it is not very spicy, so we can add. It's a Hungarian, medium Hungarian. Let's add a little bit. Just because. We're gonna let this cook and for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna uncover it and let it reduce for another 5, and then we're gonna taste it, make sure that it has enough salt, and then we're gonna eat it. But anyways, this is the final product. Someone just arrived. In any case, good morning. It is 7:11 a.m. and the days are getting noticeably shorter. It is getting, the sun's coming out later and later every day. And the trees are starting to turn. Kind of, sort of. Today we go to Atlanta, pick up Illy, and then back to Florida. All right, on the road again. And today is going to be a relatively short ride. 117 miles, about 2.5 hours. We might encounter some traffic in Atlanta or Marietta, although we are not going to cross Atlanta proper until tomorrow. Still, first let's go by the dump station.
Alright, Tallulah Gorge State Park here. Very nice. Highly recommended. We'll be back one of these days. Oh no, what is this? It is a dirt road ahead and possibly a dead end. How do I always get myself into these situations, huh?
I definitely made a wrong turn somewhere. Let's do one of this.
That did not sound good. I forgot that all-important rule when backing up the trailer. Goal, G-O-A-L, get out and look. Let me tell you, impatience will get you every time. Well, luckily these two gentlemen showed up. I think they work for the state park, and they guided me to help me get Minitini out of the ditch. And fortunately, the only casualty was one of my tires.
Well, to make a long story short, I went back into this ditch and somehow I got behind this rock here. I was lucky that the RV came out in one piece, to be honest. Only one tire ruined and, well, another stabilizer jack gone.
The gentleman who helped me out recommended Wiley tire here, and since they have my size, I'm gonna get 4 new tires.
Well, I guess everything happens for a reason, right? I now have 4 new tires. Wiley tire, yeah, very friendly place. Very, it looked like everybody knew each other in there. Like all the customers. They were like from the area. So I guess it's a small town shop. And I'm glad they had my size tire because not everybody does.
It turns out I am now 2 hours behind schedule. I was supposed to pick up Illy at Atlanta Hartsfield International, and now my brother-in-law Pepe is gonna have to do that, and I'm just gonna go straight to their place in Ackworth. But first, I'm famished. And since I'm already late, I better have some lunch. The young gentleman who changed my tires recommended this place in neighboring Clarksville called Midtown Grill. So that's where I'm going.
Riding my RV.
Well, that was a really good burger, so I want to thank the guy at the tire shop for recommending Midtown Grill here in Clarksville. And now, 2 hours behind schedule. Let's go to Ackworth.
All good things come to an end, they say. And today we conclude this epic multi-month road trip. I've lost count of how many miles we drove, probably close to 20,000, although the exact figure we may never know. Today we've got one more stop in northern Florida, and then back home to Miami. I won't bore you with the whole drive on I-75. It is not that scenic. Suffice to say, at some point we saw the familiar Welcome to Florida sign, and an hour later, we are arriving at Olino State Park. Why Olino? Well, we've never been here, and it is along the way. This is pretty nice, actually. Today we're just gonna get to our site and take it easy. Tomorrow morning we'll explore a little bit. Hello, Charlotte. Good morning from Olino or something like that, State Park here in northern Florida. Let's go for a hike. Well, as I say, good morning, beautiful morning here. Well, kind of beautiful. It's kind of cloudy, but there's supposed to be a hanging bridge. No, what do you call it? Suspension bridge somewhere nearby. So we're gonna see if we can see it, and then it is pretty much non-stop back to Miami. Maybe I'm gonna take the turnpike, which is something I don't do every time, but time is kind of the essence. So let's look for that bridge. Well, this is from 1935 to 1936. Oh, there's the suspension bridge. I see it. And this is like a day-use area, I guess. I love the look of the Spanish moss on the trees. It reminds me of Savannah. This, by the way, the picturesque Santa Fe River, a tributary to the Suwannee. And this was once the location of a town called Kino, renamed Lino in 1876, which then became a ghost town, and the name of the park refers to Old Lino, hence Olino. It is one of Florida's first state parks, as the sign we saw earlier said, developed by the Army Corps of Engineers in the 1930s. Yeah, the bridge bounces as people walk on it. It is so beautiful, with the bald cypress trees reflecting on the calm waters. No jumping from bridge. Let's walk a little more here on the river trail. Let's see what this is. Like a dining hall, perhaps? I don't know, it is dark. These protrusions are called cypress knees, and nobody really knows exactly what their function is, but they are commonly seen in swampy lands in the southeast, like this one. Some say they reduce erosion, others think they might help aerate the tree's roots. And this bald cypress, so beautiful, so elegant. Let me tell you something, this is a nice park. I think we're gonna make a point to return here at some point. It kind of has that look, same as the Suwannee River State Park, sort of. That
that it looks a little more like Georgia than Florida in a sense, with all the Spanish moss and there's that historic bridge. All right, it's time to go. Well, you're gonna have to imagine the trip south because the GoPro decided not to cooperate, and it wasn't filming. Perhaps it is sad that the trip is over. Who knows? I think it's one of the batteries. I think is the culprit. In any case, the turnpike is still the fastest way to drive. You know, through the Florida spine. You know, across through the state of Florida. Still the most boring and most expensive way to do it. But yeah. And sometimes you have to do it right. And after, listen to this, 18,575 miles, and we still got about, how many miles to go? But it's about 114 miles to go. I've made my peace with the Colorado. It's been a reliable towing machine for the most part, so yeah. It still has many electronic annoyances, but we can overlook those as long as it gets us home, which is where we're going. The trip is over, but don't despair. Many other trips coming in the future, I'm sure. Well, enjoy the ride back to Miami. Until next time, thank you for watching, and see you on the turnpike this time. On the turnpike. On the turnpike this time, on the road.
I'm riding in my